Oh no.
Hey everyone, what's up? Hey, there's Ross. Hey,
Bisa, bisa.
Is
Taylor
feeling better
Swift.
today?
Taylor
Is
Swift.
better today, Jing?
Oh yeah.
Good
I had a
morning,
terrible
Jing.
headache and stomachache last Friday. It was, yeah, I got better over the weekend. It was kind of nice to lie down. But yeah, it's not nice after a long time of lying down. It feels terrible actually. So yeah, I'm feeling better. Thank you, Rafik.
Okay, take care, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Kak Tendi, please help me record the Scrum ya.
Sure, sudah kayak.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, the team, and also Mr. Jing, our CEO, for joining us on Community Scrum. Today we will focus on our Trello cards and learn each other's update. Let's start with the property quality control by Kak Tendi. Kak Tendi, can you please give your updates?
Okay, thank you, Sasha. Yeah, for the property quality control, last on Saturday I visit Nusa Penida, and then I got four more property that have been visited, and then also oh sorry, I think I just update the. Can you scroll down to the final update? Okay, oh yeah. So from the property that I visited, there is no major what's called maintenance that they need to do. Just need to always remember the what's called the healthy protocol. And then so far the situation there is not too crowded, but mostly they are guests just visiting the what's called the object tourism object there, like that.
Okay, Kak Tendi, is there anything you learn about the property partners at Nusa Penida? Like, do you have you get to know them? Like, what is their concern right now? Something like that.
Yeah, I think for their concern is about what they mostly they tell me the feedback like is there any new innovation to sell their property in Nusa Penida, like that. For example, like the target of our guests, how about the local maxim what's called optimize the local, like making the tourism package that including their property as well. For example, like the what's called in English I don't know, but it's like kind of like the perjalanan apa ya, kayak tirta gitu loh, apa sih bahasa Indonesianya, perjalanan sembahyang gitu,
Ceremonial.
upacara sembahyang gitu, jadi including sama properti. Jadi for stay for example like 3 night stay, including this, like including the boot maybe. I think that will be make more interest for the local, like that. So that's yeah, mostly the feedback. But yeah, I will record it all the feedback, and then follow up with the business intelligence for making maybe there will be come up with the new strategy for selling Nusa Penida, like that. Thank
Okay,
you.
Kak. Maybe to Kak Lilis, do you have any response to this concern from property partners?
Mm, okay, if actually the question is about the marketing strategy, we do advertise Bukit Vista and normal platform like Airbnb and Booking.com. But like long time ago, we ever have idea on selling package. For example, 2 nights plus boat and plus motor rentals. But I think we haven't tried it yet. Is it possible to do that? I mean, Kak Dandi, is it possible to make any apa namanya, partnership with the boat provider
uh,
like
I think
Airbnb?
I think Wayana have um, most of the most of the provider in Nusa Penida like a driver, a boot. We already have that partner release. Maybe we can meeting with Wayana as well.
All right. So yeah, then we have to contact first for the boat. Yeah, because I see like in the Instagram, for example, there is so many package that is very cheap. So I'm actually wonder. We need to calculate more. Like, can we do that again? I mean, can we do that, including also our commission? So, okay. Thank you very much for the information. I'd like to contact Wayana for that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Maybe to Kak Tendi, yeah, don't forget to schedule it. When do you think it's the best time to schedule the sub discussion?
Mm-mm. Lilis do maybe I need to check the Lilis and Wayana calendar first. Yeah, but just put the
Okay.
schedule maybe today at 5 maybe first. Then I will revise if there's any change.
Okay, yeah. Thank you to Kak Tendi. Is there anyone here wants to give comments or feedbacks regarding this campaign? No, yeah? Okay. Let's move on to the next campaign then, Kak Tendi. Oh, Om Rafiq. The next campaign is the social media engagement. So I will give my updates on this campaign. So yeah, for on May 2021, we have 8 contents on our Facebook group and 2 community posts from for our community Kuka and also from Pak Komang Nova. The maximum awareness of these contents are 1,460 16 awareness from partners. In total, 18.8% engagement rate is reached from the total awareness. There are no actionable insight or implementation yet. There are no friction yet, but the action plan is from the online discussion with Natalie Bonetto. I would advise for us to use organic posts or community posts as the KPI for this campaign because we are trying to you're striving for them to be a self-sustaining community, right? We want them to ask, we want them to answer. So yeah, I think the organic post would be the better KPI instead of engagement because engagement is like very easy. Like they can just likes or yeah or comments, but for posting, they show that they are very engaging, like they want to improve, something like that. And for that, I would like to delegate this campaign to Rose. Maybe to Rose. Do you have any questions or something you would like to ask for this campaign?
Okay, so I will first check the Facebook group strategy and what are you doing, guys, for the Facebook group, and like rutinitas the routinity about post group Facebook group post, and also apa ya, yeah. So Kak Lilis, I also talked to Kak Lilis about how about we post uh, from calon konsumen gitu loh, nyari to find the property and post in the group like that. Yeah. Uh, for now is nothing yet to ask. I will check the Facebook group strategy first.
Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Yeah, maybe I can help you with that.
Yeah.
To Asa, do you have any feedbacks or comments regarding this campaign?
Okay, thank you, Sasha. Maybe I'd like to confirm that the organic posts are posts that are posted by our community. Is that right?
Yeah, for example, like when Kuka promoting their event, like the webinar or something, or when our property partners commenting like, oh, we are open, like we are ready. Do you have anything you would like to advise to us? Bukit Vista, maybe something like that. So yeah, that means
Okay.
they're active, like they want to be included in the management, like in our system, something like that.
Okay. So, do we want them to do it by themselves? I mean, like they just want to do it just because they want to do it, or we should have some strategy on how they should post on our Facebook group to achieve the KPI.
For that, since our organic post is not that much, and not that problematic. Like they usually only introduce themselves, like right, or
Yeah, that's
promoting
correct.
something. So I think um, we shouldn't membatasi. We shouldn't membatasi mereka terlalu banyak. I think because we have to make sure that they're comfortable first. Make sure that they can share anything first, as long as it's following our guidelines on the Facebook. Because yeah, we have regulated that, right? I think as long as they follow that, yeah, we don't really need to tell them anything. Instead, selain persuade them to do that, to
Okay.
post. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sasha. That's what I wanted to make sure, actually. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Maybe to Om Rafiq, do you have anything to add for this campaign?
Okay, I think it's one question from my side. What is the meaning of organic post and what is the KPI want to reach this one? So maybe you can explain a little bit about this one because if we don't know is what is exactly the organic post or what we do, we cannot reach the KPI, right? And we need to set the KPI for this. That is from my side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Om Rafiq. From me, organic post means that posts that are posted without our intervention. Like they post it because they want to post it. Maybe for educational posts, they post it because they want to educate others on certain things or inform others about certain new news, new information. That that means organic post. For our own post, like from the side of Bukit Vista, that is not organic post because yeah, we don't our target is for property partners to be comfortable, not for Bukit Vistans to be comfortable, right? Yeah. Is that easy to understand? um
I think it's the okay.
Hello.
Just yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's if I read the Natalie is conversation between you and Natalie, and if I'm not mistaken, is Jing also involved on this one. Natalie said we need to organic post from each what is called same like Daniel Ping wanted. They need to post it if they want to post it like that. So what is our strategy to get it done? So that is the most important that I want to asking. For example, this because you cannot how to the strategy to make them post their own. You understand what I mean?
Mm, yeah,
You
yeah.
understand? Sama kayak
Yeah,
gini
yeah, I
misalnya,
understand.
gimana caranya biar mereka tuh ngepost? Should we make a bike first or what? That is must be clear on that one. Maybe somebody else
Yeah,
want to comment or something. Yeah.
maybe to Rose. As Rose is the one who's going to continue this campaign, do you have any input on this topic?
Um, from me, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, hello.
From me, sorry, I turn off my camera because the signal. So from me, I'm agree with Bonato input about organic post to encourage them actively to share about their insight information to other because this is the community means like that, not only us to active about posting. And I think uh, we can try about like konsumen apa ya, calon tamu guys potensial want to find about property with the criteria and we share it in the group. So we ask for the partners in group, do you have property like this? And yeah, this is the we can connect you with the consumer if you have like that to apa ya, and also uh, maybe the KPI I want three two person every week uh, give the apa ya, give the posting in the group or about the topic is yeah still not yet I think, but it is the first about potential guys ask about the property. And I think I will engage the partners through WA personally and talk to them about our plan. You can post the information, your insight in Facebook group. Yeah. So the tahap-tahapnya seperti itu. The step is like that. Engage them personally and encourage them to post their information like their property in post in group Facebook group. How do you think about it? Sah?
Hello.
Yeah,
Is Sasha
that's from me, Sasha. So just take it on that.
I think Sasha is not in a good connection.
Hello. So
Mm,
I think it's the first one I get from the question that I asking is the answer is get from Rose first is asking via WhatsApp personal that you mean to post one or two
yes,
topic to Facebook group. Maybe the
yeah.
others have another idea to regarding the organic post for this. Yes, Stanley.
Oh, Om Rafiq, yeah. So I think for the organic post, we can try that, and then also just follow. I would like to follow up the previous strategy. I think we had agreed to post the what's called the inquiry, right, on the Facebook, but I didn't see there is any inquiry yet from guests that we spread out to the Facebook group or offer the partner. And then I think that's the first strategy that we need to follow up. because that's have a potential engagement also from the partner. Like we offer the partner, if there's any partner that fit with their property, then we can give that guest to that partner. That's maybe Sasha, have you coordinate with Nadine or HR team for the any potential inquiry that we can post on the Facebook?
Not yet, Kak.
Okay, so would you like to delegate someone for that? So because I think that's the first action that we had agreed in the previous meeting, right?
Maybe to Asa. Can you do that, Asa? Because I think Rose don't really know our plans before. So maybe we can pass our concerns to the HAR team.
Okay,
Boleh,
yeah,
boleh.
yeah.
Oh,
I think the friction, there's still friction, right? Like how we actually follow up with the action plan like that. So I think we can make a paper or something that for example, like if there is any plan or new idea, like we need to document it, like which idea that have been implemented, and then which idea that haven't implemented yet. So I think that will be make the structure of the actionable plan is more like follow up like that. This is because about the follow up. Back to Sasha.
okay. I think thank you, Kak Sandy. I think Mr. Jing wants to say something.
Let me kind of zoom out a little bit here so that we can see the bigger context. Rafik, Tendi, do you guys believe that this is a problem that somebody else might have had somewhere in this world before?
Sorry, Joe, can you repeat it?
Do you believe that this problem that we're trying to solve, we're trying to motivate a community of people to post themselves, to try to stimulate them to organically engage. Do you think that somebody in the world might have had this problem before?
Oh, yes, of course, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, right. And I think that Natalie might have some perspectives on that that Sasha has brought back to us. But instead of maybe fumbling around, right, and endlessly trying new ideas, do you think it'd be faster if we just try to identify somebody who probably knows how to solve this problem and just ask them, hey, look, did you ever had this problem where you're trying to get a group of people to post, and what ended up really working really well for you? Um, do you think that that would actually get us results in a quicker way? Let me go over to Tendi.
Mm, yes, sir. Or maybe we can of from our perspective as well, right? Because
Hmm?
what is our motivation to post? If we have group, what is our motivation to post on the group? In my head, maybe one is if there's a that post is benefit for me. I think
Hmm?
like selling something or kind of like I think for information it's just give the information there is not true, but if there's like there's a benefit back to me, or maybe there's something that very
Yes.
funny like that, maybe we can
Yep.
share because we want to share that funniest thing like
All
that.
right.
I think that's
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Okay. I think Asa had an idea there. Asa, what? State what you just mentioned. I think on the chat.
Yeah, I think what I get on my head is that we have to, what is it? First, we need to establish trust and develop credibility within our communities,
Mhm.
and also understand the reader's purpose as well as the the community purpose, and align with our own purposes as well. So we know what kind of post they need to post, and they know why they do the post as well. I think that's from me.
I think whenever we get a little bit sidetracked on these ideas, let's go back to the core principle here. The core problem that we're trying to fix is whatever we post, whatever communicate, needs to actually align to a purpose. And then the methods, the different kind of tactics that work here, work there. That, I believe, that problem has been solved by somebody in this world already. Somebody probably has already figured out a list of different ways that you can go to engage your community. And right now, what I see here is it feels like we're kind of blind, right? We're trying this and we're hoping it works. We're trying that and we're hoping it works. We're trying that and we're hoping it works. What I think could be better is, one, let's go with what Asa's thinking about, the purpose, and Tendi, I think, also alluded to that. Start with the purpose first. Know essentially what the framework of your content strategy is going to be. Part two is go and do some research. Maybe ask Natalie in detail, what exactly do you do to get these groups of people to work? Rafik, you remember that community manager that we talked to last year, right? He was in Puerto Rico. He had like a lot of ideas. He's the guy who told us to not push the elephant from behind, to get the elephant to move from the front, right?
Roberto? Who's
it was a guy actually. Yeah. But anyway, he probably knows a lot of strategies. Again, we can re-engage him again on different tactics. So you got your purpose first. That gives you your framework, and then you get a list of the tactics from people like Natalie, and I think it was Ricardo.
Ricardo, yeah, Ricardo.
Ricardo, and you just say, hey, look, when the community didn't talk, like, what was the way to get them to talk, right? And he'll probably give you a list of 7 or 8 or maybe 10 different ways that you can engage a community. In fact, he might have already told us if we go back and rewatch those videos again, right? The tactics might already be there. So then it's just a simple matter of trying out each tactic, right? Okay, tactic 1, host an event, invite everybody in, have drinks and talk about, I don't know, whatever, talk about when Bali will open, right? Tactic 2, send out maybe Christmas presents or gifts during holidays to remind the thing with a card in them to tell them to do this, right? Tactic 3, maybe like have a secret Santa, whatever it is, right? There's all these different engagement tactics that you can use. But what I'd like to see here is like a plan, right? Like if you guys have a plan, okay, we have the purpose. Here's our first 3 tactics. We'll try these for 3 weeks. If these don't work, then we'll move on to the next 3, move on to the next 3. So then that would be essentially like a roadmap. That would be a way. Right now, what I'm saying is like, okay, we try a little bit of this, but it kind of comes back to something we were trying before a month ago. And then we talk to Natalie and she tells us to try it, and then we sort of kind of spin around in a circle here. Okay, so try to get a list of your research so that you know all the different tactics you can try, because this problem has been solved before somewhere in this world, I'm sure, and there's no point in just redoing this thing over and over and over and going to the same mistake and then finding the same solution again. Yeah, that's what I can see here.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ching. I think Rose has something to say.
From our meeting with Chris and Amin in the House of Gembala, he asked for to know about marketing strategy from DP and to know about the condition Jogja trends about bookings. And I think this is the opportunity for us. How about we make even to talking about this topic. So we invite BI because BI know about the condition in Jogja trends booking, because Chris said that he doesn't, bukan hanya dia, not only him want to know about Jogja condition, but he think all partners want to know about Jogja condition. So let's make even to talk about it and invite all partners in Jogja, and give the event calendar in Facebook group and also the personally or to WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you, Rose. I think that's a good idea. Let's go to Mr. Jing.
Tendi, Rafik, does that sound familiar? Lilis, does that sound familiar?
That's the newspaper, right?
But even before the newspaper, I think Ross is talking about an event. Willis, does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the town hall,
Yeah, it's a
TV town
community
hall.
town hall, which is a good question. Why did we stop the town hall?
I
But
guess low participation, I guess,
right, right. So let's not
that
make the
time.
same mistake again, right? Like if this is going to be a repeat of the last idea, then I think we should take a look at it. Perhaps this is what just occurred to me, Lillis. When we did the town hall, it was a single medium format, right? It was just a webinar. But Evelyn has the idea of a newspaper. And then now we have things like YouTube and like what Tendy's doing with creating vlogs. Perhaps you can do all three at the same time. You build a town hall, you then edit the town hall to be a short vlog for people who don't have time to watch the whole thing, distribute that on Facebook, and then you email everybody the newspaper afterwards, which is a summary of the town hall, right? And that should cover basically all the different types of community members and all the different ways that they want to engage through all the different channels: email, social media, and also webinar. So they have like essentially three surface areas. This is not anything new. If you go to, let's say, a corporate webinar, they usually do the same thing, right? They have the webinar, and then they do a video short, and then they send also an infographic or a newsletter afterwards to summarize what happened. And I think the reason they do it is to improve the engagement list. Not everyone can make it to the webinar. Not everybody who reads the newsletter is satisfied with the trusts in a newsletter, and some people want a little bit more context. So maybe they don't watch the entire webinar, but they will watch a 5-minute summary of the key points and such. So maybe that needs to go into the communication strategy as far as where it'll go. It might mean a lot more work though, because it's cutting this same event into different things. But if it is important work, then perhaps that's where we can focus a little bit more of our energy in. So anyway, that was just an idea. Back to the chair.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing. I think for that we need to do sub discussion. Yeah, maybe to Tandy, can you make the sub discussion too for this
Yeah.
topic?
Sure. And then I think also
Okay.
we had do that for the BVC talk, right? We do the meeting, we do the blog, and we post it on the Facebook, right?
And how's
Yeah.
that working, Tendi, compared to just doing the C talk by itself?
I think from that data, I think it's working of like a digital format because we also can grow our website by that blog like that.
Okay.
So I will set the sub discussion ya Sasha ya.
Okay, thank you, Kak. Om Rafiq, let's move on to the next campaign, yeah, before we take too long. Okay, the next one is for renew partner contract. Om Rafiq, please give your updates.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, we can.
Okay, so the update from me is just a bit. So Taman Bintang, Butterflies, The Gong, and Parimanta Penida signed the contract, and I just sent 3 contracts property partner, Kopong Jimba, Kayana, Purikelapa. The turnover is Ombak Kuning, Idaman and Megaland is don't count it, so just forget it. I just what is called increase the turnover value over there, and no friction. Just follow up with Pilaya Malindo and Aura and also Bagia because I just promised to follow up regarding the villa. And then Kampung Jimba and Purikelapa they need the not online but hard copy contract. So I will take a picture and then send contract and upload on CMFB. And this is the update. I just send 90 and increase 2.7%. Contract sign is 73, is increased 0.9%. And partner turnover is 13 from 10 is increased 1.4%. That is from me. Back to you, Chair, if any have discussion for this one.
Okay, Rafik, I want to ask, do we have like an
Yeah.
interview session for property partners uh, who want to cut the relationship with us, the contract with us?
Sorry, what do you mean? The offline, the turnover, you mean?
The Yeah, yeah. If they want to turn over, do we
Hmm.
ask them like why they want to cut our relationship or something like that?
Oh, that is part of offboarding
Oh,
program.
there are, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the offboarding program will be handled by ASA, if I'm not mistaken, is for Uma Kuning. If you remember, you already get the task from Lilis, if I'm not mistaken, on your card. So maybe you can document it there, so we can have like a best practice from
Okay,
Oma
okay.
Kuning, right?
Yeah, that's great. Um, for anyone else, do you have any comments regarding this campaign? Maybe to Kak Lilis?
I don't think so. Just go to next step.
Okay, okay. Then let's go to the next campaign, yeah. Okay, for this campaign, I will give my update. Um, there are no new outreach this month, but we have had BBC Talk 20 with Click and Clean, and I also have outreach for the backlink from Eco for Pets, and it's already up on both our website, on Bukit Vista's website and also for Eco for Pets website. The friction that I have is that I lost my access to the WordPress, so I could not follow up with the blogs even though it is done. So the OG Architects blog is done right. And also for the Alejandra's blog, we have made some changes, but I couldn't put it on the website because of the access. Um, so the action plan is to delegate this campaign to Rose, and for Rose to see my handover paper, there are the task for this campaign is already on the handover paper, and I also stated here again to make sure that you don't miss anything. Um, yeah, especially for the OG Architects and Alejandra's blog, I think that's very, yeah, urgent. Maybe to Kak Tendi, do you have anything to add for this campaign?
Okay, thank you, Sasha. Maybe I would like to ask, who right now is responsible to find the new partner?
The new community experts, yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's supposed to be Asa and Rose.
Asa and Rose.
But since Rose is still
Hmm.
new here, so yeah.
Okay, then maybe to Asa, how usually you will find the new community expert? Is it by request or you just find by yourself?
I found it by myself.
What is the consideration? Or like a requirement?
The requirements are actually already stated in from Sasha's description just a long ago. I forgot all of them, but they are supposed to be the community experts who are experting in some industries like architect or pool, swimming pool, or anyone else who have service providers, and they have to be in business for at least 5 years and have recent events or projects that they are currently working on. So we need to make sure that they are also reliable and also professional on doing their work.
Okay, so it's not. So you not find the community expert by the partner request yet, yeah? Because if you can see the end result is partner usage, right?
Oh, but yeah, we have actually asked from HAR that what kind of
Hmm.
service providers that our partners need, and once HAR said that they need more like cleaning services, so that's why we ask click pro and clean. And the last meeting we had before on Wednesday.
So you also ask the partner request from the HR.
Yep, that's what they posted in Sasha's card, I think, for the last time.
Okay. Did you document what is the for example like if there is a request from the HR, like where did you put the request? Is it any paper or something? So
No, the time HR only posted in this activity card, just manual like that. There, I think there's no request paper or something to have another kind of service providers of community experts.
okay then. So yeah, I think you guys need to discuss like how actually we drag that for example from the request until the partner is actually use that the service of the community expert like that.
Okay. I think Kak Lilis before have something to say. Kak Lilis, do you want
Uh,
to say anything?
yeah, I think if your context is different, Jing, later on, please continue. My first question: why we asked HAR? That's my first question. I think community should know best about what does the partner need. That's my first question. And actually, what Cindy trying to say is because the KPI is the usage, then we need to survey, right? What is the community need? And we also actually we try to again, what Sasha need to improve is to detect based on successful case. You mentioned that there's for eco for fast, geothermic, and indolina that is used. So I think
Yeah.
learning about how it is used and how it is useful for the partner, it can be drive us to the more targeted outreach. So it is analyzing the success case. And again, my first question: why we need to ask from ATR? We are from community, and we need to know best about that. Basically, that's from me.
Okay, to Mr. Jing.
Okay, here's something I want to clarify. I remember we went around on a big circle, and maybe we're back again here on this one. Let's go to Lilith first. Actually, Lilith,
Yes, sir.
what is what do you see as the biggest potential in the BBC talks? What is the sort of potential that we can fully develop there?
I think the last one, and it's still in development, is the backlink. It is for potential partner, right?
Right.
And also the second one is the service used by our current community. By,
Okay.
with
Okay. So
regards.
backlinks and services. Okay.
Yep. I think
Uh,
that's the two.
let me go to Asa. Asa, what do you see as the potential opportunity with the sea talks?
I think it's the opportunity for our partners to know about how we provide them with relevant services from our service providers, which have partnership with us.
Okay. Right. Okay. Tendi, question. If a partner wants to find a service, can't they just go on Google and search for cleaning provider and then go on Google Maps, look at cleaning providers that have a 5-star review, and then just give them a phone call and say, hey, look, um, you're probably pretty good at doing this, right? So what do we need to do this big exercise just to find places that, what are we actually doing here? What are we actually doing better than Google can?
Yeah. Hmm, I think our partner sometimes like this sir. So for example like when I'm doing the quality control there are like maybe bug or something, but the property partner that's it's not to feel that they not think that that's a big problem, right? But that's actually the big problem of the guest. And then actually I recommend hey actually there's a bug, and then we have a this partner that you can use like that sir.
Right.
So sometimes it's the self awareness of the partner
I see.
like to find out that solution, then we give the solution to them like that.
Okay, got it. I'd like to just remind everybody
Yeah.
the BVC talk, the biggest opportunity in the BVC talk is this, everyone. A lot of people will not actually go to Google or Facebook or wherever to look for property management. They'll just go to somebody they trust
Yeah.
to ask them, who would you recommend for property management in Bali? They might trust their architect. They might trust the person who's, I don't know, owns a restaurant in a neighborhood they love going to.
Yeah.
They might trust somebody who, I don't know, does something, is a lawyer or a notary that processes their legal documents. So the point of C-Talk is to get access into the networks of our partners, right? So if you have, let's say, an architect has probably dozens of villa owners, then it goes both ways, right? We refer you to some of our partners, you refer us to some of your partners. The backlinks is one way to do it, but there's also other ways to do it. Lilith, this is why I'm also thinking about integrating community with BD, right? So that awareness becomes a little bit more circular. So, there's an integration of how to actually manage the asset. Tendi, if a partner is just relying on us to just do pretty much a Google map search and then tell them, okay, this is the top result in the area, here's the 4 or 5 things, it's not very long before they can learn to do that themselves. And we're not very relevant. But where the C-Talk can evolve is in actually asking more from our community experts, right? Hey, Kevin, Chucha, do you know anybody who might need a management service this month, right? If you do, here are some interesting offers that we'd like to present to you. And it would be very kind if you could actually bring that referral in, right? And in the meantime, what we can do is we can do a referral back to anybody looking for a 5-star experience on such. So that is what stimulates a trade, and that's what stimulates also engagement too. People who want to trade something and get something back. If there's no trade happening in the community expert, then you really won't have much engagement either. So sometimes you need to ask for something, and sometimes you need to give something, and that's what keeps this kind of C-Talk community growing. Yeah.
Uh, can I answer?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Kak Tendi.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think then we need to revise or define this campaign, this culture, because the end result is currently is use service, but I think actually the end result is more bigger than this like that. So yeah, I think this is what Sasha and maybe me and Lilis also need to discuss it about the
Mhm.
end result. Also, this is also the answer of the partner advocacy, sir. Actually, so
Yes.
because there I think there are two what's called two source that we can get the advocacy. Like the first from the partner, our current existing partner, but from the previous discussion, we don't want to push partner to give the referral, right? But
Mhm.
with the community expert, I think we can kind of like give like like that you say like a trading okay, so if you give us a partner, then this is what we can offer like that. I think
Yeah.
this can we can make that kind of like program or the
Yeah.
application like this.
Co-branding. Like you can ask Chucha to post something for Bukit Vista, and Bukit Vista will post something for Chucha, right?
Yeah.
Or you can post something for GFAB, and then vice versa. And doing that then kind of keeps the engagement high on both sides, right?
Yes, yes, okay, that is,
Okay. All right.
I will put on the note.
But this, Lewis, I think this relates to also a change in the overall scope of the community, because the vision of community in the end is to have it be responsible for acquisition and retention and transformation and advocacy. So because the community purpose right now is more in partner transformation, even if community is managing a tool that has acquisition power, it might not be aware, right? Community might not be aware that it has an acquisition tool like the community expert network.
Yes, sir. I think we need to like redefine like for the CTOC itself, first, because it is in community and the mission of community is actually retain the partner, right? So we need to have that output related to community, which is the service use. We give service to community. But then we think of expanding that, which is to the awareness activity. it's there like previously, but it is not really clearly defined. But
Mhm.
right now, the first step is actually the backlink itself. So it's like when the potential owner are visiting the websites of our partner, like they would like go to our page,
Yep.
something like that. But it is actually a long journey to our MMP page, basically. Longer journey than like the other things that we are doing.
I see. I see. Okay, understood then on that one. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ching and Kak Lilis for the opinions, for the feedbacks. Um, yeah, let's go to the next campaign. The next one is partner satisfaction. Kak Tendi, please give your update, Kak.
Okay, thank you, Sasha. Yes, there's an update. From the last week, we had increasing like 12 more partner that filled the survey. I think that's still half from our weekly target, which is like about 30. And then also, but I think there's a progress on there. And then from the result, Om Rafiq, could you uh, oh yeah, from the result, from the rating of our partner, for the property quality control, we got 3% bad rating, and then for the and then 50% for good, and then 7% for the FB content partner giving the bad, and then 35 from the all partner give it good, and then also same like the for the revenue management and online hosting. And then for the overall, there are 3% from the all the partner that fill the survey put the score bad, and then 46% from all the partner giving good. And then from the source to join BV, it's 50% still from the outreach from Bukit Vista, and then 38.5% is from the referral, and then 3.8% is from the Google search or and others like that. I think this is related like what Jim said as well, like how they can find the property management is by the person that they trusted, like from the referral rather than they search by self on the Google search. And then for the friction is like from from Rafik and Asa is about the timing for messaging, because most of the partner when we message or call they said still busy, and then we'll fill it or do it later like that. And then for the actionable insight, ask the partner when is the free time for the partner or the right time if we want to ask the feedback, and then record the data for the future outreach. So we're not asking again, but we had recorded like the history that we can use for the next survey. And then for the second one is start to make actionable insight for each chapter. And then also I plan to make the new format of the paper, so it will be easier for the each chapter to see, and then to put their actionable insight. Okay, that's all, Sasha.
Okay, Kak Tendi, thank you for your update. Maybe to Mr. Ching, do you have anything to add for this campaign?
No, I think that's great. I think that's a good use of CRM, realizing what the customer wants and adapting to that. There might be another sort of, I just opened this idea. There's active listening, there's passive listening. If it's too hard to actively listen, like send people surveys, what you might need to think of Tendi is to how to do passive listening. People who develop like products do a lot of passive listening. They look at what you click on. Today, actually, in digital marketing, Rizal brought up this really cool tool. It lets people, it records what people do on our website, right? So every time you go visit the website, it records your session, and then you can play it back. We can watch what somebody's doing. We can see where they started, what they clicked on, when they scroll down, when they stopped, when they were reading. It's actually really kind of scary technology, but
Uh,
that's a form of passive listening. You're listening without necessarily even sending out anything. So that could be a direction, Tendi, that you go into if you find that there's too much friction in getting partners to actively participate. You can think of how do I actually passively listen and passively understand what the partners are saying.
Yeah, I think I had that technology as well, sir. So I think that's usually the IT used for the make the position of the click,
Mhm.
where to go, and like they put the position because sometimes they put the left side or the right side, so like that. I think
Yeah.
that's good. I think for the next innovation, actually, I would like to put the PSS on the Bifigo, but after all the partner updated that application, so I think that will be easier. Like they when they open it, then they need to fill that survey or the rating like a Gojek for the
Mhm.
this stars. Then they can go next to see the monthly report or something like that.
Could be like that. Could be like that. Or it could just be like you have the partners use the app 10 day and you
Yeah.
see what parts of the app do they actually open
Hmm.
and what parts do they spend time on and how you can then move information into the parts they spend time on, right? Like such and such. And
Uh,
also, the app that they used today was not, it wasn't Google Analytics. It was more scary than Google Analytics. It was called Hotjar. And so Hotjar, it records basically every session. And you can also see what parts of the website are being clicked on the most. It creates a heat map. So you can see that a lot of people click on About Us, for example, and not so much on some other tabs. It's really cool. Riza will talk about it tomorrow at All Hands. I pointed it out as part of a mission discovery
that's
thing.
cool.
But yeah, it is really cool. Maybe I'll arrange time. You guys can talk to Riza about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, for the idea. Yeah, I guess that's all for the campaigns. For the personal updates, since we are running out of time, you can check each other's updates on each other's card. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for Mr. Jing for coming and Aika, even though she's not here too. Yeah. Bye bye everyone.
bye bye.
Thank you, Sasha.
Thank you,
Bye
Thank you,
Sasha.
Bye
bye.
bye.
Sasha.
Jake, can I talk to you 1 minute?
Me?
One
Yes.
minute,
Yeah.
yeah. After.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
So,
Yes, sir.
tomorrow, do you have time for the leadership development?
Yeah, yeah, always. Yeah, 9 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
every
so
day.
because I would like to learn about the campaign patrolling and then what need to check on, like how actually to analyze that.
Okay, sure. I'd love to talk
I will
about that.
put on the paper, yeah. On
Okay, perfect. Come in with questions that tell me what you don't know. Tell me what you know. More context makes it more easy. So arrive as much context as possible.
okay, thank you, sir. See you
Thank you,
tomorrow.
thank you for asking. Yeah, see you tomorrow.